What's happening, guys? JR Raymond back again, coming to you from Bowler X Pro Shop and Training Center inside Waterford Lanes, where today I want to talk to you about the importance of knowing when to change your release, the importance of altering your release. You got to understand when you want the ball to go straighter and when you want the ball to hook more down lane, when you want the ball to hook a little earlier. All these things are just based on how you change your release. So we're going to talk about all that here in a minute, so stay tuned. All right, but before we go into all that stuff, let's make sure we click that link in the description to where you can buy the new book, The Art of Revolution, which is all about the release, trying to figure out how to be more powerful, how to create a more powerful release, and changing your rotation a little bit, which is a little bit of what we're going to talk about here. If you want full detail, go ahead, click that link, and you will get that book. It's either an ebook for $9.99, or you can get the paperback version shipped to you for $19.99. So click that link and make sure to like and subscribe as well. Here we go. Let's talk about the release a little bit. All right, folks, so here's what we're looking at. We got to figure out when to use each release, right? So we're just going to talk about two releases, just being straighter up the back, and then when you move left, having to change your release. So if I'm starting here, my feet are on 25, I'm going to roll the ball more up the back. And that controls it, that keeps it nice there. Now that's a perfect release for an area like that. I don't want to get my hand around it too much from there, because if I get my hand around it, it's going to overhook. But what we do is, what happens if we have to move left now? So say now I want to move to where I'm standing on 33 with my feet, with the tip of my toe, and I'm going to try to get it to like 16, 17 and throw it somewhat right, but I'm going to stay up the back of it still. Now you can see that hooks and kind of stops and doesn't continue hooking. That's where we have a problem. So what are you going to do? You could move your eyes to the left to bring the ball closer to the pocket, but with all the oil in the middle, it's probably not going to get through the pins. So let's try that first, and I'll show you why. You're just going to want to get your hand around it. But now I'm going to move my eyes about 2 left and see if it'll float there with my hand up the back. See, still doesn't quite want to get there. So all that oil still doesn't want to get there, hits the pocket, light swish. So instead what we want to do is we want to rotate our hand. So I'm going to get set up again. Still standing in the same area. I'm going to move my eyes back to the right. And this time I'm going to try and just rotate my hand around the side of it. So watch that previous video about releases. Now I rotate my hand around the side of it. You can see it picks up and continues and goes through the pins. So watch that previous video we just talked about with different hands, where you can change your hand on there, or you change your hand, the angle of your fingers on there. Go watch that, and that'll give you a little bit more detail. All right, so there you go. So that shows you what I'm talking about. We've got to be able to change our release. This is just a quick little short video just to show you the importance of what you can do when you go up the back of the ball and then when you rotate your hand around it. That's why we get our hand around it. If you continue to use the same release throughout the entire lane, that's not going to be very good. It's not going to be very beneficial. And I think this is really why a lot of people get stuck trying to do, they're stuck playing the same part of the lane. No matter what pattern they're on, no matter what house they bowl at, they're trying to constantly play that same part of the lane because their ball roll basically dictates where they have to play. If you're constantly up the back, or if you're really overspinning it, you're going to get stuck playing straighter all the time. If you're able to get your hand to rotate around it just a little bit and get some side rotation, you can then start moving your feet left and you have a little bit more versatility. So go try this the next time you're out practicing. Play around with those finger positions a little bit. Play around with rolling up the back and play around with getting your hand around it. Watch the difference in the ball motion. At first, you're probably going to be a little inconsistent because you're not used to doing it, but eventually you'll get used to it and you'll get better and better, and then you'll be like, dang, now I feel like I can play almost any part of the lane. So go try this and make sure to get that book. Go read the entire book, and it'll teach you a whole bunch about the release and creating power at the bottom of the release as well. So that's all I got for you. I'm getting out of here. Make sure to like this for me, share it around, and until next time, we'll see you guys later. Take care.